Welcome back to my channel. Couple's unborn son Gideon. Cecil had been encouraged to go to the clinic by Amanda Young, a fellow addict and patient who was once arrested by Detective Eric Matthews. John and Jill's relationship falls apart shortly after this incident. A doll John had created for his unborn son later inspires Jigsaw's ominous visage. A healthcare crisis. Shortly after the decline of his marriage, John is diagnosed with terminal cancer by Dr. Lawrence Gordon of the Angel of Mercy Hospital. During his treatment, John befriends an orderly named Zepp Hindle. Zepp makes it clear that he dislikes Dr. Gordon. His tumor is deemed to be inoperable because John was diagnosed too late. Thanks to an X-ray labeling error by Logan Nelson, John seeks approval for an alternative treatment option with insurance executive William Easton, a donor to Jill's clinic who is nevertheless tight-fisted. And a new trial starting. He's looking for new patients. And he seems to think that I'm the perfect candidate. John is warned he will lose his coverage with Umbrella Health if he pursues experimental treatment, as the company is quick to cut off clients in need of care, like cardiac patient Harold Abbott. This decision comes back to haunt Easton. None of these people know they've made a grave mistake by simply being in the vicinity of John Kramer during this dark hour. But in time, they definitely find out. A new treatment. After experiencing severe depression, John drives himself off of a cliff. But he survives the crash and gains a new perspective on life, and an incessant urge to force this revelation on others. He begins his deadly series of games with a bit of retribution, concealing himself with a pig mask and capturing Cecil. John places Cecil in restraints in his lab, and tells him that he has the choice to either bleed out from the wounds on his wrists, or press his face through a series of blades. John insists he'll escape with a renewed lease on life. However, Cecil is unable to complete his challenge. But then, his chair breaks apart and allows him to escape. Cecil attacks John, but John murders him by throwing him into a cage full of razor wire. The first apprentice, Jigsaw, reveals Logan Nelson to have been John's first sidekick. Logan fails to wake up during the initial buckethead trap at Tuck's pig farm, and is badly wounded by the blades. But John does not believe Logan has to die due to his careless but innocent X-ray mislabeling. John rescues Logan from the trap and trains him in his philosophy, which Logan finds to be helpful. It is not clear how long Logan works with John, but he helps him prepare some of his earliest traps, including the reverse bar trap. We also don't know if he had any relationship with Jigsaw's other sidekicks, the second lieutenants. Jigsaw's recruitment spree doesn't stop with Logan. Mark Hoffman is part of the 1st Metropolitan Police Department team investigating the Jigsaw murders alongside detectives David Tapp, Stephen Singh, and Allison Carey. He learns enough about Jigsaw to imitate his methods. Pretending to be Jigsaw, Hoffman gets vengeance against Seth Baxter, his sister's murderer, via the pendulum trap. Jigsaw does not punish Hoffman, though he does admonish him for not giving Seth a chance to survive his trap. John offers to take him under his wing. Hoffman also helps John frame Dr. Gordon by leaving the doctor's penlight at the scene of Mark's game. After he warns John that Detective Tapp is getting close to identifying him, Tapp narrowly survives a trap laid for the police, but Singh is killed. Thus, Tapp's obsession with the case grows. John also recruits Amanda after she survives her trap, and the three work together to create several traps, including one of the franchise's most unforgettable, the grimmiest bathroom. After Amanda agrees to become Jigsaw's second prot, she helps John orchestrate the infamous bathroom trap. She helps kidnap Dr. Gordon, who is having an affair with a student, and Adam Stanhat, who is photographing Gordon for Detective Tapp. Amanda sets up the room so that Jigsaw can play his sinister game. Gordon wins by sawing off his own foot, and his wife and daughter also escape Zepp with Tapp's help. Gordon drags himself through the halls of Jigsaw's lair, and finds a hot steam pipe to cauterize his leg wound. Jigsaw then takes Gordon in to help him recover, even devising a prosthetic for his leg. Amanda sneaks back into the bathroom to asphyxiate Adam, who is already bleeding out. Gordon goes on to become Jigsaw's secret helping hand. As revealed in Saw, the final chapter, he assists with some of the more medically sensitive tests, including the Venus flytrap from Saw 2 and the mausoleum trap from Saw 4. He also suggests Lynn Denlon as a test subject in Saw 3. I was his patient and he was mine. The Hell House in Saw 2, John is finally identified as the Jigsaw killer. Eric Matthews is among the officers who finds his hideout. Little does he know, John has kidnapped Matthews' teenage son Daniel and put him into a group trap at the nerve gas house, alongside Amanda, Addison, and several other people who'd been arrested by Matthews on bogus charges. After almost all of the subjects die, Daniel is put into a safe with an oxygen mask and hidden in Jigsaw's lair. Detectives Matthews, Carey, and Daniel Rigg arrive with others at Jigsaw's lair, and are unaware that the footage of the group trap they are presented with was pre-taped. Instead of waiting like he is instructed to do, Matthews brutalizes John and forces him to take him to the location of the trap. While Rigg discovers that the source of the video feed is another empty house, Matthews ends up alone at the actual location, and is captured and trapped by Amanda in the bathroom. In Saw 3, it is revealed that Matthews breaks his own foot to escape the shackle, but he is still captured for another game. Amanda's test Saw 3 takes place 6 months after Matthews is captured. John Kramer is near death. He gives his lawyer a box containing instructions for Jill. Meanwhile, Amanda is secretly resorting to self-mutilation and creating unsurvivable traps, including one used on Carey. John doesn't want to be replaced by a murderer, and devises one last test for Amanda. John has Amanda abduct Dr. Lynn Denlon and put her into a neck trap. Denlon is forced to keep John alive for the duration of another test, which turns out to involve her husband Jeff. Lynn and Jeff lost a son and have emotionally neglected their daughter, who was kidnapped before Jeff's test. Little does Amanda know, her survival depends on being able to let Denlon go. Hoffman slyly tells Amanda to kill Denlon, threatening to expose her part in Cecil's attack on Jill's clinic if she refuses. Amanda refuses to let Denlon go and shoots her instead. Jeff enters the room shortly thereafter and kills Amanda in retaliation for Jeff's final test. John asks him to show mercy, but Jeff cuts his throat with an electric saw, triggering Denlon's collar. If you are still watching this video, then please like, share and subscribe my channel. The triple trap in Saw 4. It is revealed that Hoffman was pretending to be trapped alongside the now haggard Matthews and Art as the events in John's hospital room unfolded. Rigg is confronted with several of Art's worst clients, including Morgan, who just survived a test that forced her to kill her abusive husband. Rigg is supposed to let his timer run out but instead rushes into the final room with Hoffman, Matthews, and Art. Not knowing who's rushing in, Matthews shoots Rigg and triggers a device that crushes his own head. Rigg also shoots Art, thinking the tape recorder in his hand is a gun. Before Rigg bleeds out, he sees Hoffman reveal himself as Jigsaw's apprentice. Simultaneously, FBI agent Peter Strum and his partner Lindsay Perez follow Rigg's trail. Perez is injured at the scene of Morgan's test. Strum then interrogates Jill Tuck, who leads him to the building John uses for his tests. Strum arrives at John's room just after Jeff kills John. Strum shoots Jeff in apparent self-defense. Hoffman locks Strum in, but he finds an exit. However, he is then captured and put into the water cube trap. Strum barely survives by using a pen to perform a tracheotomy on himself. Hoffman then pretends to escape, and is stunned to discover Strum also made it out alive. Hoffman vs. Strum. John's autopsy reveals a tape that promises Hoffman will be tested. Hoffman later receives a mysterious note that warns, "I know who you are." The note is from Dr. Gordon, who'd received a tape from Jill's box, in which John asks him to watch out for Jill. Strom determines that Hoffman was Jigsaw's apprentice after reading up on the Seth Baxter case. Despite being removed from the case by his superior Dan Erickson, he continues to investigate Hoffman. Jill complains to Erickson that Strom is stalking her. Meanwhile, Hoffman works to set up Strom as a suspect. He stages a group trap involving 5 crooked people connected to a deadly apartment fire Strom previously investigated. Hoffman also uses Strom's cell phone to lead Erickson to the location of the group trap. Upon finding 2 victims still alive, Erickson puts out an APB on Strom. However, Hoffman then leads Strom to the nerve gas house and traps him in a room that crushes him to death. Jigsaw's final test. Hoffman stages a 2-person test, so he can continue framing Strom. Erickson grants Hoffman unfettered access to the FBI's investigation, and reveals that Perez faked her death and is still active on the case. Later, Hoffman carries out Jigsaw's wish for a test on William Easton, in which Easton is forced to make life-or-death decisions for a series of his employees. Finally, the wife and son of the late Harold Abbott must decide Easton's fate, and they choose to kill him. Though Jigsaw's work is finally done, Hoffman is not in the clear. Erickson and Perez soon discover Hoffman's identity, as soon as the FBI agents realize who Hoffman is. However, he kills them. Jill Tuck's trial. The last surprise to come from John's box for Jill is the reverse bar trap. John's box instructs Jill to use it on Hoffman. However, Hoffman manages to survive the device. Hoffman manages to divert police attention by staging the Grizzly horsepower trap, as well as the test of Bobby Dagan, who's made a fortune pretending to be a Jigsaw survivor. After setting a deadly trap for Gibson and other officers, Hoffman manages to sneak himself into the body bag of one of the horsepower victims to get access to the police station. He kills anyone and everyone in his way to get to Jill's holding cell. Hoffman places Jill in the reverse bar trap, which kills her, and prepares to get away. However, he's met outside by 3 men in pig masks. One of them is Dr. Gordon, who shackles Hoffman to Adam's old spot in the bathroom and takes away the saw that would allow him to save himself. The copycat. 10 years after John Kramer's death, a series of Jigsaw-like deaths occur. The bodies are analyzed by Logan and his strangely Jigsaw-obsessed assistant Eleanor. Detective Halloran is drawn into the case, but little does he know, he's being set up by Logan. Halloran is a crooked detective who took a bribe from the man who murdered Logan's wife. The game is a copycat version of the test Logan survived. Logan plants puzzle pieces of the new victims in Halloran's freezer to make him a suspect. Logan then forces Halloran to admit his misdeeds by pretending to be trapped in a 2-person test with him. After Halloran confesses, Logan reveals that he has taped him. "Innocent people died because of me. I did it." He watches as Halloran's head is sliced to pieces in the laser collar trap. Game over, for now. If you liked this video, then please don't forget to press the like and subscribe button. Thanks for watching.